What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy live and direct, absolute full effect. Out the 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. This is your boy live and direct with his new curls for the girls. You know what I'm saying? And 27, 2750, and I'm looking good for the goddamn Houston City. You know what I'm saying? I'm live and direct with my boy out the 662. Y'all already know how this motherfucker do. And if you ain't subscribed, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to him live and direct, man. What's popping and what's dropping, Mr. Craig Smith the second?
Man, not much. Jimmy McWright. As y'all know, in case y'all didn't know, I'm Craig Smith, born and raised in 773, relocated to the 901. Had dealt with a whole lot of bullshit in the 256, and now I have styled and profiled myself back up here to the 662. And y'all need to know how I do. And if y'all already don't know how I do, y'all better get on board and get an effing clue. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of topics today. And as Jimmy McWright gave the rundown, we're going to talk about the destruction of DeMarcus Cousins, Jimmy McWright's beef about ESPN having a lot of balls, and Jimmy McWright is going to put them in their place. I also unveiled to y'all my new news anchor woman crush, because see, I had two of them. I got two of them, but I'm going to unveil my newest one. Also, we're going to answer some fan questions, and we also going to talk, and also Jimmy McWright is going to also detail more about Kanye West is going to have to learn how to hold his ball sack properly. And I will unveil to y'all about some advice that Jimmy J Smooth gave me that I'm going to take him up on. So without further ado, Jimmy J Smooth at 832, what are we going to talk about?
Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is going to my sticky notes right here. As soon as this bitch pop back up, yes. The first thing we're gonna talk about is DeMarcus Cousins injured again. What do we got to say about that? Because for me personally, I do not like a guy getting injured like that, especially DeMarcus Cousins, because I think DeMarcus Cousins is good for the game, and I think had he not gotten injured, I think it would be almost guaranteed that Golden State may go all the way for sure, with them having an inside score and being able to shoot from the outside. But now they gotta drive to the basket more, and they gotta be able to make sure Kevin Durant is involved more. They got to be more of a dribble driving team, which they already was. But with DeMarcus Cousins giving them 16 points, and most of those points are typically inside the paint. How would this? My first question to you is: how would this affect Golden State? Will they miss a beat? Will they not miss a beat? What is your opinion about that?
Well, turn around and ask me this question: on a scale of 1 to on a scale of 1 to 10, how will this affect Golden State? 8.
8.
Here's why. I said 8. Here's why. It just entails that Draymond Green is now going to have to step his little Beetlejuice looking ass up and play some ball. Kevin Durant, he's gonna have to do the same thing. He's going to have to stop. He's going to have to stop being no nonchalant, and let alone it's just not all them. It's the entire Golden State team. Because if Game 2 wasn't no indication of how much they missed DeMarcus Cousins, then Houston is going to own it. And I'm going to say this here. Remember when you said that you do not kill Superman with kryptonite in the middle of the movie? You try to kill him in the end, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Asterisk me on this. Houston got a chance after what Golden State did in Game 2, when they just let the Clippers come back from 31 down and beat them. That's a clear indication, DeMarcus's presence is solely going to be missed. But however, the role players are going to have to step up. And I really think that Kerr, he kind of played it safe by having DeMarcus Cousins as a second option. I think in my opinion, Cousins should have been getting some reps in. I mean, and it's sad though. I mean, he tore his quad, and keep in mind, the leg he tore his quad on is the same leg he popped his Achilles tendon on. Right. So I mean, it's a tough break for him. I mean, their X factor is gone, but it's up to Kerr who, and as I quote, as ESPN aptly dubbed them, the greatest mind in basketball, when we already know that the greatest mind in basketball is none other than that cat up in San Antonio by the name of Greg Popovich. So,
Exactly.
so he's going to have to put Kerr is going to have to put his brains to use and get these role players in, because had this been Mark Jackson, let me tell you something. If Mark Jackson had this same team, he had Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins. Mark Jackson a Mark Jackson team would have been up 2-0. A Mark Jackson team wouldn't have let a 31-point lead slip away and they lose the game. Oh, and for all you listeners out there, this is typical Golden State, because I believe back in, I think it was like 2016, I think when Durant first came on board with Golden State, I think the 2016-17 season. Okay. The Memphis Grizzlies, I watched a game. And this is when David Fizdale was coaching. And if anybody joined the chat room, shout out to them, by the way.
Let me check the chat room, by the way, as we speak. But keep spitting. Keep spitting.
Okay. I watched when the Memphis Grizzlies, when they had Z-Ball, Marcus Gasol, and Conley and everybody, when they had their best coach, in my opinion, second to Lionel Hollins, is David Fizdale. I watched when Golden State had this team down by 28 points. They let the Grizzlies come back in the fourth quarter, tied the game up, sent it to overtime, and the Grizzlies whooped their ass by 25 points.
Wow.
And I made a statement on the on the Fox Sports Undisputed YouTube channel that it is clearly shown that Golden State is very good for doing this. They don't want to own up to nothing. And really, I'm just going to be honest here. Now, let me answer your second question on this. That won't stop Golden State from winning the title. Oh, they're going to win the title regardless. But if they keep doing this BS, if Golden State had a 50-point lead right now, I guess you better guarantee the final score going to be in 3 points. So, and that's real talk.
Uh-huh.
So what I think what Kerr need to do, he need to step his game up. Now, I admire him as a coach when he speak up on social issues. Him and Pop got something in common, because we all said Papa put somebody in their place when you speak ill about black people. Kerr will rip you a new asshole in regards about that, because because he said he was born he was raised in Lebanon. He was born and raised in Lebanon before he moved back to the States.
Yeah.
So. And when he watched his dad get killed in Lebanon, now that's a good story there. Now, if Kerr doesn't implement a more defensive first mentality in this playoff run, with less focus on the scoring and more focus on the defense, Golden State got a shot. And if I was Houston, I wouldn't want to play a defensive-minded Golden State team, because it's going to be a 6-game series. But it's not, but to answer your question, Jimmy, it's not going to affect it. The loss of Cousins is not going to affect them. The lack of defense as a whole, as far as them being a team effort, meaning Curry, Thompson, Durant, and especially Draymond and everybody else on there. If they get lazy on defense, then Golden State can forget about 4 championships in 5 years. So
yeah.
They're going to have to step in. So the role players and really the bench players, they're going to have to step up playing games and stuff too. Because I be seeing the second tier team when they start the second quarter, shit, Golden State they can have a 25-point lead. Then when the bench team come in, hell, they'll let the visiting team have had to score down, knock down to 5. The bench just going to have to play better. Everybody's going to step up. I mean, it sucks for Cousins, and which I think he's going to sign back next year. It sucks for him, because I mean, it's like the equivalent to let me see, back 17 years ago. Kevin Nash, aka Big Daddy Cool Diesel from WWF.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Back in 2002, when he got hurt for a minute, I think he came back because he had something was up with his elbow or something. I think he had like a back injury or something like that.
Yes, sir.
He came back. Okay, he came back. It was back in July 2002, and in the main event of Raw. And I remember this match. It was him, Big Show. It was a 10-man tag because it was a good one because it was him, Big Show. Well, him and the NWO, three last members of the NWO, and Benoit and Guerrero against the Dudley Boys, Booker T and Goldust. It was a 10-man tag. Kevin Nash came in, was cleaning house, and when he was about to run to hit Bubba Ray Dudley, right when this man got back, his first night back from an injury ever since WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, because it was bottom, he was resting. Right after this man got back, boom, he tore his quad.
Yeah,
and that sucks. And I feel for DeMarcus because hey, he came back from one major injury. Now he got to do it. Now he got to come back from another major injury, and a quad ain't no joke. He might want to look at some Triple H film because hell, Triple H tore both his quads one time. The infamous anybody in the chat room, get on your YouTube search engine, that type of Vince McMahon 2005 Royal Rumble. The man blew out both of his quadricep tendons going into the ring. You don't see how that man did it. And he no-sold it. He didn't feel no fucking pain about it or nothing. Nothing. Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy, that's something you can look up too, man, because, well, matter of fact, after the podcast, I'll send you the link through the Sports Talk and Entertainment group on Facebook. But I feel for him because hey, he was on the comeback. He was on pace and being the Boogie because of the old, which I think he don't want to be called Boogie anymore. But to some of us, he's known as Boogie. But hey, he's still gonna be Boogie. But if he's gonna call himself DeMarcus Cousins, that's fine. Whatever you want to call himself. But it sucks for him. But it's gonna suck more. I still have Golden State as the favorite, but it's gonna suck more for Golden State if their ass don't play defense. So it's a 50-50. It's 50-50 on that.
Well, here's the problem that I see that Golden State is going to have. One, they ain't got nobody to really put Capella in position to get in foul trouble. I think that's going to be a major factor because I think if Boogie was playing, he would be putting Capella in major foul trouble because everybody knows and their mama knows he can't guard Boogie Cousins for shit. That's an indisputable fact. But the advantage that Houston's going to have is they're going to have a person that they can go to inside in case their shots don't fall. So if their shots don't fall, and if Chris Paul stay healthy, then they got pretty much easy work inside. So Capella's going to be dominating both ends of the floor. That's if they can utilize him properly, and D'Antoni can utilize him properly. So I think if Boogie Cousins was playing, this would be a straight up physical series between the Rockets and Golden State, and it would be. I think it would still go 6 or 7 games, but I think Golden State would have an edge. So, but right now, with the way the Rockets playing and their ability to shoot the ball at a astronomical pace, then if they can balance it out between shooting and scoring inside, they're going to give Golden State all they can handle this year, excuse me. But as far as the Golden State had set a record in the biggest comeback allowed. You know what I'm saying? So let's also take that in consideration. A 31-point comeback, that is a record in both regular season and in playoff as well. So, Golden State better wake up. Otherwise, they're going to be going home and chilling. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So do you got anything else you want to talk about on that particular subject?
No, but funny when you said shooting, I just pulled up this fan question. And the headline, I get all, and for some reason I still get a fan question for the Let's Draw on Something show. That's fine. This comes from Chelsea in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She said, "Hey guys, I listened to the show. I listened to last week's show, and then in the week before that, and I remember Jimmy mentioned something about Russell Westbrook. So Jimmy, Do you think Russell Westbrook is capable of leading the OKC Thunder further down the road without Kevin Durant? Oh, wait. So I'm asking in a way. So she want to know, will Russell Westbrook be a leader? That's how Russell Westbrook talk.
Russell Resthaven? Come on, man. Y'all need to quit playing with me. Russell Resthaven couldn't lead a horse to drink water up in this motherfucker. Russell Westbrook couldn't lead a horse to eat peanuts up in this motherfucker. What kind of shit is that? That motherfucker is Russell Resthaven. And let me shout out my boy in the chat room, Marcus Houston.
What's up, Marcus? Wait a minute. I was gonna say Marcus Houston from Immature joined us. You know, because if that had happened, yeah, we being recognized. So what's going on, MJ?
Yeah,
but the question, but she also asked this. Don't get mad with her about asking the question. She also added on. She says that a part of her feels that he can. However, there are some things that he really lacks, and she wants you to and basically she said, I would like for you guys to answer this question on what's your honest opinion about Russell Westbrook being a leader and what it is he lacks. So I'm gonna let Jimmy take the wheel on this one because I'm gonna go ham on one little subject that everybody refuses to talk about, but Max Kellerman called him out on this shit here. Continue, Jimmy.
Well, first off, if Marcus Houston was in this motherfucker, I'd be singing constantly. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, if why didn't Russell Westbrook start getting these triple doubles with Kevin Durant, which he was getting triple doubles with Kevin Durant, but not at this pace? Why couldn't he do that with Kevin Durant? That's my thing. Why couldn't
because he Russell Westbrook? Go on.
Russell Westhaven. That's why I call that boy.
Because he Russell Westhaven.
Because he a Resthaven for losing up in this motherfucker. That's why I call him Russell Resthaven. Man, Russell Resthaven, you know what I'm saying? Need to cut it out, man. I'm getting tired of Russell Resthaven being a Resthaven for taking L's. He need to cut that shit out, man. I don't think he'll ever win a championship unless he'll get a plastic championship. You know what I'm saying? He'd be so out of his prime that he got to sit on the bench for a team and to get a motherfucking championship up in this motherfucker, man.
So he a rest haven for hoes.
That fool's a rest haven for L's. That's what the fuck he is. A rest haven for L's. Because he haven't made it out the first round ever since Kevin Durant left.
Well, hold that thought. Hey, Russell Westbrook, you shade tree nigga. You ain't no pimp. You're a rest haven for L's. You're a loser. A loser. All them triple doubles and shit ain't amounting to nothing right now. I had to channel my. I had to reputate by channeling my inner pretty Tony, because everybody knows Russell Westhaven is all about the money. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Man, Russell Westhaven. Russell Westhaven, the day he tried to save OKC. Man, you won't believe that what Kevin Durant did. Kevin Durant went to Golden State and he took my chip, but I'm gonna kill him when he get off to work tonight. Man, you can't.
You said what?
Man, you won't believe this, man.
Wait a minute, what you say?
You won't believe this, man. Kevin Durant went off to Golden State and took my chip.
Hell, wait a minute. Who said that? What West Haven?
Man, you know the "Don't Save Her, You Don't Want to Be Saved" song from Project Pat, man.
Yeah, I want to be saved.
Oh yeah. So, but anyway, man, I don't think Russell Westhaven is ever going to win a championship. Because first of all, and part of this is OKC's fault. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not going to dismiss the fact that OKC management had a factor in it because James Harden did want to stay at OKC. Let's not get it twisted. James Harden.
Okay, and hold that thought. And Skip Bayless acknowledged that because he said he felt if they still had James Harden, OKC would have had 2 or 3 championships. And he said that was more of an ownership move. That was more of an he didn't want to come out right and say it, but Shannon Sharp knew what Skip wanted to say. He was just basically saying that Sam Presti, who's the general manager, was just being a dick.
And look what it cost you, a championship.
And he said, look what it cost him.
Look what it cost.
Because he was more worried about Russell Westbrook.
But guess what? They arrest him for first round L's. That's what they are right now. They arrest him first round L's, and they need to take that L. They need to take that gracefully because that's what they're gonna continue to get. And Russell Westbrook should have got it together. He should have been more of a passing guard. He wasn't doing that with Kevin Durant, man. He wasn't doing that shit, man.
And he didn't do that shit at UCLA.
No, he wasn't doing that at U. Well, I didn't watch him that much at UCLA. So.
Well, he really wasn't much known, but all the focus was Kevin Love. Kevin Love. Kevin eating pork beans and love.
Yeah, so I didn't pay attention to Russell Westbrook at UCLA, but Kevin Durant, he acted like he wasn't fazed by his shoot first mentality, but he cost him a lot of games with that shoot first, pass second mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? He wanted all the shine. He wanted all the rest haven. He wanted to be the rest haven for the L's, and that's what the fuck he been doing for these years, man, with Kevin Durant. You could have got you a championship. The first time the time that y'all had Golden State on the ropes, you know what I'm saying? Very vulnerable. You allowed them to come back from 3-1 and y'all took a L. You know what I'm saying? And then game 7 of that series, which I see why Kevin Durant left, you know what I'm saying?
Was all on Westbrook. And then Westbrook didn't want to take the fall for that shit. But see, this is what made me mad with ESPN that year. Mm-hmm. Instead of them looking at the obvious, and for the record, ESPN, I don't fuck with y'all until Kyle Sharp. I'm just going to have to mute y'all ass when y'all come on. Everybody fought I was getting it together. Everybody fought Kevin Durant for OKC losing that entire series. No, it was fucking Russell Westbrook because let me tell you something. If any time a first year coach like Billy Donovan took out Greg Popovich in the second round, who had in the Spurs had the second best record, that OKC team, and I'm gonna say it. That OKC team was firing all cylinders like that, they would have beat LeBron that year. Yes, I'm saying it. Everybody be like, oh, come on. Oh, they would have beat LeBron. But that negative X factor OKC when they was up 3-1, you could say it wasn't bad coaching because see, Billy Donovan had a good game plan. It was Russell Westhaven going into business for himself.
Exactly.
And in that game 7, when Kevin Durant had a bad game and Russell Westbrook refused to show up, take a wild guess who's trying to bail their ass out, who's bailing OKC out in that game 7. Serge Ibaka. Of all people, Serge Ibaka. He killing them inside and outside, draining 4 straight 3-pointers, blocking shots, getting rebounds, hustling. He was basically kept what Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook should have been in that game 7. But when it all came down to it, Russell Westhaven was the negative X factor for costing OKC another shot at the finals. And I'm going to say this. When they made that first finals appearance with them, I felt he cost them that finals right there and there. And that was the second thing. And the first thing, you got to follow OKC management for getting rid of Harden. No, I think Harden was on the finals team that year. I believe he was. He was.
Because Harden that year, Harden the year before. Well, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Serge Ibaka the year before was the first team that to have the MVP, the sixth man of the year, and the defensive player of the year all on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Saying in the NBA scoring champion. That's the first time that's ever happened. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, they had a potential dynasty right there. Had they not gotten rid of James Harden, and James Harden held out a $68 million contract. So OKC would sign him. So OKC said, well, no, we're not going to sign you for that. You're not worth that much. So James Harden says, shit, I'm going to take the money and run, which I don't blame James Harden because James Harden has went to 3 conference championships in the process. So I don't blame James Harden for taking the money and run because y'all wanted to be cheap and didn't want to pay him. Come on now. And you deserve, and OKC fans, well, the OKC management / ownership deserve every bit of that bullshit that didn't happen to them.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
You know, so it is what it is when it comes to Russell Westhaven, man. But do you got anything you want to say about that before we get on down?
Well, I'm gonna predict this. You may gonna have to do some 11 rings because if Portland go 3 up on OKC, it's over with. I mean, it don't take no 19 shots to get 18 points.
Exactly.
Because then they saying right now in the series that demand is 10% from 3-point range and 32% from the field overall.
Oh yeah.
And then he get up on the podium. I know I got it. I got to get better. I'm gonna try to get better. I know I gotta do this. I know I gotta do that. I gotta do. Yeah, he gotta do. You know, I'm talking like Russell Westbrook because he said he gotta know he gotta do better. I gotta learn how to talk to kids better and all this other little stuff. I gotta learn how to talk to parents better. I gotta learn how to be fan friendly because I'm Russell Westbrook.
You will.
So everything what you said, man, you know, Russ really got to be a good leader. And I'm gonna say this: if OKC pull the biggest coups, and it just hypothetically speaking, and I'm gonna end it off with that, if he get Anthony Davis, and they still can't get out of the first round of the playoffs, somebody management I had to think twice about giving that contract.
They shouldn't even think about giving him that kind of contract.
They shouldn't have never gave him that contract.
Period. Because it is what it is when it comes.
Because he Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westhaven. Because I'm a rest haven for L's, and I'm gonna help y'all take one. Shit. So it is what it is when it comes to
man. Hey, somebody, I would challenge any listener out there. Type up the Mac Pretty Tony, and when you see him standing with this dude, I want somebody to make a video edit of all that shit. And put Russell Westbrook face on Goldie. But somebody gonna have to be China Doll though. And I'm not gonna say who need to be China Doll. But y'all gonna have to surprise me. That's a challenge. Anybody got some good ass video editing software? Because I need to do some. I just ran across some little thumbnail like images from different podcasts that I can use for us, you know. But I gotta learn how to do that shit on my own. But I'm done with the Russell Westbrook situation. So Chelsea, if you listening, you probably have subscribed to either him, Jimmy, or myself. There your question right there. So no. Russell Westhaven is not a leader. And like Jimmy said earlier, I wouldn't trust Russell to lead my mother across the street. So
exactly.
So it's not a personal knock on him. I mean, but it is what it is. But you have an issue on the other hand. You want to address the Rick Barnes situation. Am I correct?
First of all, let me holler at my boy Marcus Johnson in the chat room. He was saying salute Flettlers. Warriors are uninspired and if they do make it to the finals, they will be dispatched in similar fashion to the Pistons. Yes, I totally agree, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Who he say? Wait a minute. What did Marcus say? And tell him I said salute too.
He said they will be dispatched in similar fashion of like the 2004 Lakers. I agree because first of all,
who Golden State?
Golden State. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Rockets fucked up, but the Rockets also put Golden State in a vulnerable position. And there are a mirror image of the Golden State Warriors, except they shoot more than the Golden State Warriors to get to the number of threes that they have. And what's going to happen in that matchup, whether it goes 5, 6, or 7, Houston is going to expose. Houston is going to expose Golden State to the point to where they're not going to have enough energy. They're going to have energy for the conference finals, but they're going to be so exposed. But by the time they play a Milwaukee or Boston, they're going to get blown out, hands down. So I
definitely agree because the guy I was talking to, because I was browsing around the liquor store seeing what new stuff they got. And by the way, they got Jim Beam Black. I'm gonna get some of that when I get some bread. I think Milwaukee can put them out because really, when you think about it, Milwaukee got an easy path in the first round. Don't know who they're gonna play in the second round, but whoever they get past the second round, I'll put it like this: if they can get past Boston out the East, they easily got a final. They easily got it made for the finals. Win or lose, hook or crook, but I'm putting my money more on Milwaukee than, excuse me again, y'all. I apologize. I'm putting my money more on Milwaukee than I am Boston.
I agree.
Boston deep, but Marcus Smart, man, I that's an entirely different topic by itself. Because he played like he been having the way Marcus Smart plays. It's like it's like a guy having flashbacks to when he was at the war. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like whatever bad shit went on in his life, that's how he played. I'm like, come on, man. You know, anytime when one player leads the league by himself more than the team, than any of the other teams in the NBA by itself in offensive fouls, there's something wrong with you. You got to calm your play style down.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and you know, and if he has a Twitter, I mean, if he heard my criticism, I mean, it is what it is. I'm speaking as a fan, man. I mean, shit, Marcus has got to calm that dumb shit down, dude. This ain't the NBA. This ain't the NBA. This ain't the NBA. This ain't the streets. This the NBA. So it all depends on which Boston teams show up, and you know, and really and truly, Boston ought to be ashamed for themselves with as deep as the teams they are. They have no business being in the seed position they in. I feel that Boston team could have been at least a second seed or better. Well, they at best a second seed.
I agree.
But come on, because Kyrie starting drama and all this other shit, man. This, you know, NBA ain't nothing. You know, I was telling a buddy of mine today about like Facebook. NBA ain't nothing more but drama.
I agree. To a certain degree. I definitely agree with what you just said about that in particular. With Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart need to get it together. I'm not a fan of going in on somebody's personal issues, especially if they're a player. Yeah. Unless it just gets to the point to where it gets to an extreme like a Ray Caruth situation, then that's a little different. But other than that, I'm not a fan of just beating up on the guy on a.
No, I ain't gonna check him on no personal. I ain't attacking him on no personal level now, but I just don't like his play style.
I'll just try to. Okay, yeah. So, and sometimes
I just don't like his play style. He play like he play like he be putting his personal demons in on the court. Look, gotta calm that shit down.
Oh yeah, real talk. So it is what it is when it comes to Russell. I mean, I'm thinking about Russell Resthaven. No, Marcus Smart, get it together, Marcus Smart, and just man, just go in for the ride, man. hop along for the ride. So it is what it is when it comes to Marcus Smart. Um, what else did Marcus Johnson say in the chat room? Because I like to get to people's comments. My
So
family chat
yeah, I
room.
probably can't view it since I'm on my cell phone, since your notification popped about you being on live. I don't know if I can reply on the chat to that, but
He said a workman-like team that continues to play hard and refuse to back down has a great chance of knocking out Golden State. Again, I totally agree. Milwaukee
definitely
Milwaukee has a great chance. I think Boston has a chance. I think the top five or four teams in the East could possibly beat a Golden State team if they play Philadelphia. In spite of how they play like shit, but they made up for it. I ain't gonna lie, they made up for it the other night by waking the fuck up. But if they go,
they won the other night.
Yeah, Philadelphia made easy work of the Pets, the New Jersey Pets. But if Philadelphia ends up going to the finals, they got a whole inside versus Embiid. Embiid will get that entire team in foul trouble with his play because he's an inside out guy, but his inside game is unguardable. When push come to a shove, he's virtually unguardable inside. So that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a matchup problem. And if Philadelphia can hit some of their threes to open up the inside game, that's going to really be a problem for Golden State. The thing about Golden State, the problem with Golden State is they're not balanced inside out. They got good scores, they're not balanced. You know what I'm saying? With a team that shoots the way Golden State shoots, you got to be balanced inside out. And the closest team that comes to that in their conference is Houston. You know what I'm saying? If Houston,
well, their balance isn't we talked about Golden State's balance earlier. Their balance towards quad. I mean,
the balance towards quad. And if I don't sign DeMarcus Cousins, if I'm Golden State, I would try to make a play on Karl Anthony Towns the way he's been playing. I would try to make a play on Anthony Davis. They have the room because they get rid of Draymond Green and don't re-sign Boogie Cousins than what they got. So because I think it's a strong possibility that they could end up not re-signing Draymond Green. Wouldn't you agree to that?
I said, well, I remember I said something like that on your show once, and you don't think it was going to happen. But now you see the possibility. I'm buying more on getting them get rid of Draymond and re-signing Boogie and making some room to get Anthony Davis, because that'll be something. But then now it's been talks about, like with Anthony Davis, they want to trade him to Boston for Jason Tatum. What's the Brown dude? Old boy Brown and somebody else. Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Brown. I'm like, well, that's stupid, But we ain't got on Anthony Davis subject, but we're gonna get off of it quick. I'd rather see him at Golden State than I'd rather see him in LA. Because really, let's be honest here. Don't nobody want to play with LeBron, dog. And hey, LeBron need to go ahead and take up on Charles Barkley's offer about coming on the comment on the up there in TNT Studios. And this is one of my topics, little short topics, and just discuss basketball. Did you hear the comment Charles said? He said, I don't know if you're going to be busy not trying to hire you a general manager and a coach, but you more than welcome to come on up here and come up here to the studio and talk playoff basketball. So, Jerry, let me ask you this. What do you think of Charles's comments about that? And do you think LeBron should take him up on it?
No, because he still got some good years left to play in the NBA as well. So, and then he's a top 5 scorer in the NBA in terms of points per game average. So, he's playing at a very high level. So now LeBron need to play out his 4 years and then.
I'm talking about no. He was saying just talk not for good. you know, they in the playoffs, just come up to the book, just come and sit at the desk, and just for either a week or a couple of days or two, just talk playoffs,
I
the
wouldn't do it.
playoffs. That's all.
I wouldn't do it. I personally wouldn't do it because Charles Barkley, with all the shit, the history they have between each other, no, I wouldn't even recommend it. No.
Hey, that's kind of funny because Skip Bayless said the same thing. He said, "You think LeBron forgot what they?" He said, but he said, Barkley was being sarcastic with him about him talking about. Yeah, he said, "We know you out trying to hire you a general manager and a coach that you'll probably have fired even before the season even start." Everybody was saying on Undisputed page, Skip Bayless was trying to start some shit. No, Skip Bayless was telling the truth because what Charles Barkley said about that man that year, he was spot on. Okay, and we discussed this on Let's Draw on Something. Okay, what Charles Barkley said about LeBron was true that time. They were the defending champs. So what the fuck you complaining about? Y'all need another playmaker. You got everything you want. What else do you want? Do you? And but I think what the last line was what pissed LeBron off when Barkley said, and I quote, "What does he want? All the good players? Do he not want to compete?" Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and then, and I think, and everybody, even Kenny Smith, agreed with what Charles said. Shaq agreed with what Charles said, but Shaq told that man, he said, but don't you ever question him about, he said, but don't you ever say about he don't want to compete. He said, yeah, he said, something, and Shaq, and Jimmy and I, we, Shaq good dude, but we're kind of on the fence. We're Jimmy and I, our views about Shaq as far as him as other personal things, we're like his astrological sign. He's a Pisces, the fish. They keep going and going and going and going and going around. And the Pisces are the most dangerous of the most zodiac. Okay. So, because you never know which direction they're going to go. If they're going to go left, they're going to go right. They're going to go right, they're going to go left. They're going to go up, they're going to go down. They're going to go forward, they're going to go back. But
that's the issue with Pisces. They're very indecisive. That's one of their major flaws right there. Is they're very indecisive about decision making and stuff like that. This is but I digress on that. Keep on going, brother.
Yeah, but Shaq told Barkley, he said, but man, don't ever question about the man about his ability to compete. He said, because and then he said, and then the following week, if everybody know the story, LeBron shot back at the man about like a week and a half later. And he said, Charles Barkley is a hater, and Jimmy, that the whole stuff about him saying, I ain't never thrown nobody through a window. I ain't never showed up out of shape. I ain't never showed up out of state, showed up out of shape. Which has, and that part has been documented. So you got to give LeBron props on that. He said he ain't never thrown nobody out of a window. He ain't never spit on the kid. Now the kid, spitting on the kid incident was accidental. Now he confirmed that was accidental.
Yeah.
And he never had gambling debt in Las Vegas. But Skip also brought up the last chip part and shot what LeBron said. He said the reason why Charles can't never fully retire from the game, he said the reason why he's sitting up there is because he still got bookies and stuff he got to pay in Vegas. Now that was a low blow. Okay. I mean, LeBron got a little bit too personal, whereas Charles just talked about that man in a basketball sense. LeBron went through the personal sense. Okay. Yeah. So, and you and I on Let's Draw on Something, we both agreed about that we had to side with Charles Barkley on that because Charles didn't fire back on that man.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have took it personal because a lot of what Charles Barkley was saying was real. I mean, in that sense, and I don't co-sign Charles Barkley when his eyes bucking ass is right, his eyes bucking ass is right. Every once in a while, a bad clock is right every once in a while. So you know what I'm saying? In his situation, he was right on LeBron. LeBron, first of all, is more of a Scottie Pippen than a Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So and there was too much pressure put on LeBron from the jump, because when he came out of high school, people was like, "Oh, he's the next Michael Jordan. He's the next Michael Jordan." Knowing his ass was never the next Michael Jordan. I mean, LeBron James is LeBron James. Let's just keep it 1,010. He is who he is. You know what I'm saying? So people need to accept that. Stop putting all this unnecessary pressure on this kid, and just cut the crap about this dude being a fucking the next Michael Jordan. He's not. He's not even close. Let's just keep it 1,010. He's not even close. He couldn't wear Michael Jordan's BVDs. He couldn't wear up in this motherfucker. And that's no disrespect to LeBron James. I will say this once, and I will say it again. I am a LeBron James fan, but don't give me that shit about LeBron James is the closest thing to Michael Jordan. He's not close to Kobe Bryant. Let's just keep it 1,010. So
now let me ask you this. When Charles Barkley told everybody after the NBA Finals, he said if you come up to him about LeBron still being the best of all time over Michael Jordan, and he said if you tell him that, he said he's gonna punch you dead in the mouth. Would you do the same thing?
Man, they gonna get.
I know I would. I kick a motherfucker in the nuts.
I mean, I'm not gonna catch no case over something that's stupid, but the thing is, you're gonna get roasted fucking with me when it comes to that, because again, I am a LeBron James fan. I'm not a LeBron James hater under no circumstances, but you miss me with the bullshit about this dude is the closest thing since Michael Jordan. So it is what it is when it comes to that. You got anything else you want to add to that, brother?
No, I mean, I'm not a LeBron hater either. I mean, I'm just tired. I'm gonna put it like this. What made me dislike LeBron is the fact that ESPN rides his nuts all the time. LeBron this, LeBron. Damn. And I got to a point, man, I almost went fucking crazy. No lie. I almost went crazy. It's like ESPN put subliminal pre-hypnotic suggestions that we have to program ourselves into believing about LeBron. I'm not gonna take the only thing I like about LeBron about the fact that the man outside of the NBA, LeBron James. I like that dude. And even my mom's dislike LeBron James. She's not, and with her being a Lakers fan, she even said that she was done with the Lakers when they put LeBron on their team. She was done. She said she's still a fan, but she said, when LeBron said, this is what it said, and I quote said, but when LeBron got his ass on there, I was done.
Exactly.
She was done. She was done. I mean, she's been a Laker fan, and she was done. See, she liked the Lakers at the time with let's see, Mom was born in I don't say 50 the year 50 and a third. She was a Lakers fan like in the 70s when Wilton and Jerry West was on the team. That's how long she been a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
So, but man, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not LeBron, the man, I'm not taking nothing away from. But LeBron, the player, he's got a lot of faults. Yeah. He's got a lot. And it's bad that LeBron fanboys, now no respect to you, Jimmy, are real oblivious to that. I mean, and you're a LeBron fan, and you even pointed out some of the faults he has, like his 3-point shoot. But this somewhat I don't understand though. Which before we gonna move to Rick Barnes topic, or put this under there, what you want to talk about, because I know you want to talk about this. For LeBron to be a bad 3-point shooter, how come he's third behind Steph Curry and Ray Allen as far as most 3-pointers made the playoffs?
But here's the thing. He's like Tony Romo when it comes to trying to shoot the three at the last minute. Just like Tony Romo. Tony Romo is the all-time leading passer with the Dallas Cowboys. But
true.
Big key turnovers. The problem with Tony Romo's career, LeBron James is just like comparing Tony Romo to Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman.
Right.
The problem with Tony Romo is he commit turnovers at the worst, in the most inopportune times in ever. That's the thing. He fumbles the ball or he'll throw an interception. That was the problem with Tony Romo. Tony Romo has the lowest interception percentage of any quarterback in Dallas football history. But the problem is he couldn't get him. He could win the big game. That was the issue. Now, LeBron don't have the problem of winning the big game because he's won 3 big games, but he's had help. You know what I'm saying? Without help, he would only have 1 championship. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with LeBron have. LeBron James is Tony Romo of 3-point shot. He cannot hit those bitches when it counts most. Just like Tony Romo, he cannot drive the Dallas Cowboys down the field when it mattered most. Now I'll give him a pass on that Green Bay situation. That was a touchdown, but that's who's not to say that Green. But who's not to say that? Oh, stop! No, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say on this motherfucker. But anyway, not to say that. But I'm gonna tell you. But hold that thought. Who's not to say Green Bay don't drive down the field to score a touchdown on the Cowboys with all that time on the clock? That's another thing.
And really, the benefit with Tony Romo is this, and this why. And I'm gonna say it right here. I don't like the Cowboys. But I am going to go on record and say with the offense they had, they ran with Romo under center with Jason Garrett as the coach / offensive coordinator. That was some damn good offenses. I mean, Bill Parcells, I got to give it to Bill Parcells. I mean, damn good coach, but he kind of handicapped players' abilities a little bit. He knew it. He knew he did. But it was with good reason. He had good intentions for handicapping some. Put it like this: he had his reasons for handicapping some players, his playing ability and stuff like that. But then, when Wade Phillips took over as the head coach and made Tony Romo the starter and Jason Garrett was offensive coordinator, a lot of Cowboys fans complained talking about they passed the ball too much. Okay, well, if they passed the ball too much, how come they was like 3rd in the league in passing offense, 1st in scoring, and 5th in rushing?
You don't have that big of a balanced offense, and
I really think, like I said, I've always been a fan of Dallas's offense. Case in point, when Denver played Dallas in that primetime game, that 4:30 CBS game. And that shootout, Peyton Manning against Tony Romo, that Dallas shootout, and that's when Dez Bryant had his good. That's when Dez Bryant had a damn good game against them. But I was gonna be honest. That was the last time y'all ever saw Roman's a very balanced, consistent Cowboys offense ran like that. But now that they got Dak, I'm just shit. You got damn. And if any Cowboy fan, if any Cowboy fans here on the chat room, man, let me be real with y'all for a second, because I know Green Bay need a lot of work. Because as Shannon Sharp or Skip Bayless like to call our new coach Matt LaFleur. I think, man, I think Dak really need to dedicate himself, because if I was a coach, I don't give a damn if you was making $87.5 billion and you being lazy as a quarterback. I'm gonna tell you, look, bro, you got to get better. That's because the offense I'm running, I'm tired of Taylor making. I said I was gonna be honest with you here. I'm tired of Taylor making my offense to suit your needs. If you're not gonna try to get better, I mean, if you're because Dak's problem is his accuracy, okay? Which it is, because it traces back to Mississippi State, because Alabama exposed him in that game.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech did too. And by the way, Georgia Tech roll your eyes and punch a wall, Jimmy. Their new coach has a lot of work ahead for him, because the offense he wants to run has they have no tight ends on the squad. None. It ain't nothing but just straight up quarterbacks and running backs. That's it.
So they going so let me get this straight. They're gonna try to run another triple option at fucking Georgia State.
What Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech. I mean Georgia Tech, brother.
Well, I gotta tweet you what Jeff Collins said, but from what uh oh God. And I'm saying oh God because I don't want to lie to you and say that they are, but after reading that from what the sounds of it is, Jeff Collins is basically saying he's gonna have to work with what he got.
Explain something to me, man. Explain.
I'll give you a reason. I'll give you a reason. I'll do you solid. I'll explain it to you. Okay. But to everybody else, when you confront me, don't tell me, explain to me. No, I don't explain. I'll give you a reason. But for my boy Jimmy J. Smooth in this podcast, he's asking me for an explanation. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Explain to me why Georgia Tech is all that fucking talent in fucking Atlanta by itself. Let's not talk about the southern Georgia or the middle of Georgia. All that fucking talent in Atlanta. You lost the last two Clemson quarterbacks who's won national titles come out of Gainesville, Georgia, and I can't think of the other part of Georgia. But both of those guys are from the Atlanta area.
Well, you got Valdosta. That's a city by itself. You got Decatur, which is a suburb of Atlanta. Gainesville, that's a suburb of Atlanta. Because see, every like cities like Gainesville, Decatur, Georgia, and all the other stuff, you can equate that to what we got in Chicago. You got Waukegan, Illinois. You got Skokie, Illinois. You got Schaumburg, Illinois. Okay,
I really can't separate those suburbs because 285 is like basically Atlanta. I mean, the city of Atlanta is only 132 square miles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But those are basically Atlanta areas. But both of those quarterbacks was literally less than 30 minutes away, and Georgia Tech failed to get either one of them.
You got to look at who the coach was. But and let me guess what But go ahead with what you saying. Yeah, I know you want me to explain something to you, but go ahead. I sense a question coming.
Explain to me what the fuck is they gonna do at Georgia Tech to change the culture to keep the top recruits in the Atlanta area. What the fuck these hoes is going up here at Georgia Peck, Georgia Hen Peck? What the fuck they gonna do over here to get better and bring the fans back at the Georgia at the stadium over there? What the fuck is they gonna do? What they gonna call this fucking offense? The V curl offense? The fucked up S curl offense? Come on, please.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to find this article because I'm going to retweet it to you in a minute. Matter of fact, I think I can do it now because I'm sitting up here sketching something. I'm going to go on my Twitter right now while I'm talking to you. And I'm going to retweet it to you so you can read it. From the gist that I get, because, and by the way, speaking of offenses, new Ohio State coach Ryan Day, and thanks a lot, Justin Fields. You just a young nigga quarterback that just had to run. I'm not sounding racist. I'm not prejudiced. You just had to be a quarterback that got to have some goddamn running ability, no passing ability. Ohio State is going back to what worked. So thanks a lot on that, Justin Fields. They're going to be a read op. They're going to use the read option to set up the pass. That's Ohio State. Basically, they're going to use the run to set up the pass. Because Ryan Day, I'm talking about Ohio State, because Ryan Day was saying that, that he can call the offense the way he wants to call it. Now he don't have Urban Meyer over his shoulder, monitoring him and shit. Which I can understand that, but stick with what fucking work, because goddamn Dwayne Haskins would be a top 3 pick if it wasn't for Urban looking over your shoulder. Yeah. So thanks, Justin. But to answer your question, it looks like, from what Jeff Collins was saying is that he wants to, because see, when he was at Temple, he wants to run something similar to what he had at Temple, but he don't want a Temple offense ran. Okay, you contradicting yourself. First and foremost. Now when he had that little cup of coffee up there at Temple that one year, shit, the offense he ran was fucking good, man. I ain't gonna tell no lie. He killed Memphis with that offense. Even though shit, and really, it was just a basically fundamental offense. Even though Memphis known and the Memphis football Tigers is akin to the Golden State NBA Warriors. If they had a big lead, you get best guarantee the final score tell you something different.
Yeah.
I think, if you want my honest opinion, I believe Jeff Collins is going to work with what he got. Okay. Because he said, looking at his thing now, he only got one tight end. One tight end right now on the squad. The offense he wants to run, he said he got the offensive line. He said, but he said it was a lot of guys that was on Paul Johnson's team that was supposed to be playing their position was playing out of position.
That's crazy.
And so let's just say, just answer the explanation. Jeff Collins got a lot of work to do, and I'm gonna find an article about what offense he wants to run. But he's saying like right now he don't want to run the offense he had at Temple. He don't have much, but in a way I can understand why in his first year. But come second year, you ain't got much of a fucking damn choice. Yeah. If your offense is basic, but if you put up yards and points and you put more passing numbers than rushing numbers, or even par, I would love to see Georgia Tech go balance again because they have been a balanced offensive team since Chan Gailey was there.
Oh yeah, I agree. And they had Reggie Ball at quarterback, which he sucked ass. I mean, how the fuck you gonna have Demaryius Thomas and fucking Calvin Johnson on the same goddamn team, man? Man, sorry, motherfucker.
No, they was on the Demaryius Thomas and Calvin Johnson was on that squad that Paul Johnson was on. But Reggie Ball, yeah, he was a sorry quarterback, and everybody told him, man, that he ain't kept.
Man, that dude was straight garbage. I mean, he did upset Miami and ended their regular season winning streak, but other than that, dude was trash, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But other than that, man, I mean, I'm gonna tell you what my lineup of topics will be on your next show in a while before the credits close before we wrap up. Yo boy, let's talk about him because we're done college football talk right now. Kanye full of mess. First of all, excuse me, y'all. I was burping. I hate to shoot that full load of smoke sauce. Hey, boy, it was good too. First of all, let me applaud Shannon Sharp for not holding back his tongue on Twitter when he called out in case people don't know what we're talking about. I had text Jimmy, my boy Jimmy, and also shout out to Corey Wolf on here in the Sports Talk group, and along with Big Mike that's on here. I believe his last name is Gordon. I don't know. Michael Gordon on the Facebook talk. Shout out to you guys. I sent you guys a text about Shannon Sharp's retort about Kanye West's comment. Well, matter of fact, if people don't know, Kanye West is currently in a lawsuit with EMI in regards to his contract. And he which it gets is that they're not going to let him retire from writing music or let alone take any long periods of a hiatus. Okay. Now let me say this very loosely, and I'm saying this loosely. I feel for Kanye on that. However, be careful what you say, because the very same words you say in the past will come back and bite you in the ass in the present. Kanye West said once upon a time that slavery was nothing more but a choice. All right? Remember that, Jimmy?
Yep.
He said, and I quote, slavery was nothing but a choice. Slavery was nothing more than a choice. And Kanye was revered as the penultimate, was appeared as the ultimate coon. And he is still to this day. So now he's getting a dose of his medicine. as his contract with EMI stated that he cannot retire. He cannot retire and he cannot take long hiatuses. And Shannon Sharp tweeted, what was that comment Kanye made again about slavery was my choice?
He said slavery was a choice.
Slavery was a choice. Okay. So, Jimmy, I'm going to take the old girl's fan question quote from the subject. And this is going to be a new segment and called, under my behalf, called Jimmy, Please Take the Wheel. So, Jimmy, please take the wheel on this. Go ham on this Kanye West situation. Unleash, if you will. Give your thoughts on that. Please give your thoughts on that. I'm going to let you take the wheel on this one.
First of all, for him to say some stupid ass, coon ass, eyes bucking, fucked up fade having ass bullshit. All I gotta say to Kanye West is, I wish you well. I wish you the best of luck. But guess what? You gotta hold your own nuts. Hold the motherfuckers. And hold them well, because guess what? You're gonna have to tap dance for Massa. You're gonna have to dance for Massa, go nigga, go. But I hate for people to get fucked out of their money, but you knew better. All those hits you done written for people you done written for many years, and this dude songwriting career basically started 7 years before his rap career got started. His songwriting career goes all the way back to 1995. He came out to Atlanta and writing songs for Goody Mob, Outkast, and those to
Scarface.
Name a few. If you look at Scarface, I mean, that's the name of fucking few. I can go all day on all the people but basically everybody that was popping from 96 to about right before he started his white rap career, he's written for or helped written for. He's even written a song that he won a Grammy for, You Don't Know My Name, with Alicia Keys. He's won a Grammy for the song You Don't Know My Name. You know what I'm saying?
He even wrote for Celine Dion. He wrote a couple songs for Celine Dion for her album.
And a very talented guy. I will never take away his ability.
I ain't gonna never take it away. Now let me chime in on that. Now when he came out with through his first album, Early Registration and Late Registration, in my opinion, those are his two best albums, and I play them to this day, especially the song YouTube it. This is my I'm doing an early throwback Thursday pick right now here on this Wednesday night at 9:45. YouTube, Kanye West, Nas, We Measure. That is one of the most. And I mean, my pops wasn't even in the rap, and it was a time. Let's see this back, and what was that? Late Registration came out, late in mid 2005. Right. Man, and when I was playing that song in my car, and when because one time Pops was driving my truck. I had a GMC Jimmy. I forgot I had it set on the radio. He had to drive it somewhere for me. And he came on back. Right. Would you believe my Pops came in rapping the song? Wow. He came in rapping the song we made. It was a verse, and it went like, better than get better. Something. I'm trying to remember the words, but I think he modified it his way. He said, I feel like a chick giving. He said, I feel like a guy getting hair from a chick too soon. Better on a Sunday is something. It was something better on a Sunday than a chick saying yes too soon. No, this what it was. I feel like a guy that's getting some good head on a Sunday afternoon better than a chick saying yes too soon. When he walked in the door, man, and I remember my old address, 1620 McMillan in Memphis, Tennessee, in South Memphis, and that house is no longer there because my neighbor that lived next door to it, that is on the right, depending on which way you come from, on the right or left, she told me early last year that the house got burned down. When that man walked in there, when Pops walked in there, I'm like, Pop, what did you just say? He said, I feel like, he said, I was rapping that song. He said, I was jamming, but he said, I was saying that verse that you had on that song. I'm like, damn, Pop's like Kanye West. That was Kanye's best works, but then after that, he didn't come out with nothing good, man. I mean, I stopped listening to him. He didn't come out with nothing good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And his ability as a songwriter is, I mean, to write songs in rapping and write songs in pop. You know, he was a hell of a talented guy. But my issue with Kanye is for you to say some shit like slavery was a choice with all the shit that didn't happen in slavery. We probably never know what everything that happened in slavery. You know, you had
Right.
men getting raped. You had you know, people you had people that mutilated sexually mutilated black women. You know what I'm saying? Did fucking you know,
Mm-hmm.
types of shit in slavery. To
You had
say that,
slave. You had slave owners fucking the. And see, like a lot of people didn't understand this either.
mhm.
But you can't tell it now. You had the slave owners breeding with the black girls.
Well, yeah, that happened, and you had slave owners also forcing mother and son to have sex with one another. That was
Yep.
another thing that went down. It was a lot of stuff that went down. They used babies as gator bait. For him to say that fuck shit about slavery was a choice when black people was held at gunpoint, was in positions, you know what I'm saying, to where they couldn't really rebel because you had coon ass niggas like Kanye West fucked up fade having ass. Uh, you know, you had coon ass niggas like that say stupid ass shit like that. So Kanye, good luck to you. Hold your own nuts because you suck. I don't give a fuck about this motherfucker. For him to say that stupid ass shit, the only thing that motherfucker would do, he would just tap dancing with Donald Trump, talking about make America great. No, you go kill yourself for that bullshit. Fuck Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? But hold your own nuts, Kanye. You gotta hold them and hold them hard, bro. Because for you to say some stupid ass shit like that, you deserve every bit of that bullshit that you're going through. You deserve every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Now that you ain't getting up, them royalty checks is coming slower and slower. Now you want to, motherfucker, read your goddamn contract before you sign them bitches. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they always tell everybody read the fine print. Read the fine print of your contract. But yeah, I have to agree. I got to agree with you on that, man. And Kanye, hey, you really got to thoroughly hold your nuts on that, dog. Because the only way you probably be out your contract is if you pass away, and God forbid something happened to you right now. Because I even posted on Facebook by saying, I said, I said I'll be 74 years old when Kanye come out with his 32nd album.
Oh my goodness. That boy, you crazy boy. Ha ha. Yeah, so you better just hold him, man. Hold him and hold him high, man. That's the best thing I can tell Kanye, man. So I mean, there's ways of getting out of it, but it's gonna take you years, man. You're probably gonna die before you even get out that goddamn contract. So just hold your own nuts, man. I'm finna get to the goddamn Rick Barnes situation.
Yes.
Rick Barnes, he he said he wanted to go to UCLA, but the issue with UCLA is they did not want to pay the buyout of Tennessee. And another reason why he stayed was because his wife was pressuring to make a decision about the UCLA situation because
Mm-hmm.
she's basically tired of moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, hey, you're gonna have to make a decision. Either we gonna stay in Knoxville, or you're gonna have to go to California. And you know, he came to the decision like, hey, you know, I'm gonna stay here. You know, my family is already established here. And all UCLA had to do was pay a $5 million buyout. You know what I'm saying?
They got the bread. They got the bread. But go on.
We know this. We know this for an indisputable fact because they were willing to buy Calipari out for Kentucky. So this is how we know they have the bread to buy Rick Barnes' little last contract out. And my homeboy that lives with me, he said that was kind of stupid on him to say he wanted to go to UCLA. But the thing is, I would say this: at least he was being honest.
Yeah.
At least he was being honest. That's a good thing. But also, Rick Barnes would have been stupid to take that UCLA job as well. Because first of all, UCLA fans, as we know, they're very impatient. If a coach ain't doing something expeditiously and bringing something stable to the table, they're ready to fire him on a moment's notice.
Right.
Because and the thing was also for them to hire Mick Cronin, they were being cheap. They were being too fucking cheap for these other coaches to come through. Because look, you got all types of directors, movie stars, producers, and Hollywood execs that is connected to UCLA, just like USC. Same thing. You got all types of directors and executives and producers connected to USC. So both of those schools, if both of those schools say they don't have the money to pay a coach, that's a fucking lie, and they need to go eat a dick for that one. But anyway, when I'm Rick Barnes made the right decision either way, whether he wanted to go to UCLA or whether he wanted to stay in Tennessee. He made the right decision because in Knoxville is less pressure. As long as Rick Barnes getting them to the NCAA tournament, getting them to the Sweet 16, possibly the Elite Eight, then he has little to no pressure. He's probably going to retire at Tennessee, which I think that would be the smartest thing to do. I mean, what other place that Rick Barnes going to get an opportunity? Because he had the best job opportunity, which was UCLA, and he didn't take it. So what is your thoughts on Rick Barnes being honest about the Tennessee UCLA situation?
It's gonna Rick Barnes had publicly stated that he said, he don't care what people think about him as long as with his brutal honesty. Well, henceforth on the former, brutal. Let me tell y'all why. When him admitting that he was gonna take the UCLA job, I applaud him for admitting that. But let me tell you something. It has been on record that some fans will turn on your ass. Well, and as now is the appropriate is now at bar professional wrestling term, a heel turn. So I mean, the fans gonna turn heel on Rick Barnes come the season. Watch. Because I mean, they in part of them, when you admit about what you're gonna do, now I give him props for that. Cause he's not, Rick Barnes, he seemed real, and he's not these little sucker ass coaches that's gonna that's just not gonna just come out right and admit, oh, I'm gone, I'm dipping, or pull like what a Lane Kiffin did to the program, or pull a fuck move like John Calipari. I give him props for being a man to admit that, yeah, he wanted to take the UCLA job. And also, I give a props to his wife, because let me tell you something. If you a coach, look, if you wanted to do all that damn moving around, you should have fucking joined the military. Okay? And let's just be fucking real. I mean, shit. Because, man, you'd be surprised about the stories you hear about coaches in debt about all these houses and about this shit, that shit. Like, Coach Cal got a house down here in Memphis. Ain't nobody bought that motherfucker yet, last I heard. And then he had that restaurant that's over there on Park, over there off of Park. Yeah. I think it's still there, but I think somebody changed it, got that, and they changed it up. Yeah. But let me put a little word in for you coaches. If you're not you're not in the military, you coaching basketball. If you plan on not staying there for 1 year, and if it's just you and your wife, okay, Now I'm gonna school y'all in on something here. If you plan on being a coach or if you are coaches, if it's just you and your wife and your children is grown and gone, get y'all fucking one bedroom. Oh, hey baby, the University of Texas, they're gonna pay me $10.3 million a year. We're getting ready to go. No, your wife ain't got time for all that damn moving. So I applaud Rick Barnes' wife on that shit. She about sick and tired of moving from Providence to Texas to Tennessee. Come on.
Oh yeah.
But at least the good thing about it is on that end, the school will pay for their moving expenses.
Yeah. And,
okay.
And here's the thing with Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes has the ability to pay off a house, go into a nice neighborhood and pay off the house, and then with the type of income he's getting during the season, I mean, he shouldn't be. I mean, he should have if he doesn't live in Knoxville, which he does, but because his offices are in Knoxville. But let's say you're a coach and you're on one side of like Doc Rivers, for instance. He's an NBA coach, but he still lives in Orlando. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he has like a house that he has for the season, and then he has a house, his regular home, which is Orlando. You know what I'm saying? Which most players do that as well. Because like Warren Moon, when he was bouncing around from Minnesota to Seattle, he was living in Houston. To the end of his NFL career. Now he currently lives in Seattle.
He lives in Seattle. Yep.
Yeah,
like Charles Barkley and Don McNabb, they live in Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, God rest his soul, the Ultimate Warrior. He made his home Phoenix, Arizona. Because I explained in some earlier episodes what Warrior told Shawn Michaels about what to do. Because saying, hey, check into Phoenix, can't afford it, start stacking your money up. Best advice ever. But back to this Rick Barnes situation. I think the fans are going to be in between. They want to trust him, but they don't want to trust him.
But he's a 60-plus-year-old coach, so he doesn't have too much. If he didn't take the UCLA job now, ain't too many other big name jobs is going to come up, unless something, God forbid, something happens to Coach Cal the Crook. It's highly unlikely Kentucky is going to try to steal Rick Barnes away from if something happens to Coach Cal. You know what I'm saying? The two best jobs in the country were really maybe the three best jobs. I'll say the three best jobs to have in this country in terms of college basketball is UCLA, Kentucky, North Carolina. Yes, yep. I'm saying it. Those are the three best jobs to have. So
that is true.
Where the fuck he gonna go? The Mississippi State job ain't no who gonna. He's got to recruit in Memphis, and that's going to be very hard because Penny going to lock down all the local talent from West Memphis all the way to Olive Branch, Mississippi. Shout out to DJ Jeff. He going to lock all that shit down, so you're going to be in a fucked situation. So
and then plus I think Rick Barnes got his recruiting territories locked down too.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to take over Tennessee. From Nashville to the border states. That's basically his recruiting base is going to pretty much be. Where Bruce Pearl pretty much got Atlanta locked down. You know what I'm saying? Rick Barnes may steal a few niggas from Atlanta, but he's not going to steal the top guys of Atlanta. That's for sure. And please note, Auburn fans, the championship game next year will be in Atlanta. And Auburn fans, you ain't gonna have too far to go. But my thing is with Barnes, I respect the honesty, but I think he's going to divide the program. But I think the best way for him to alleviate this situation is keep winning. If you keep winning,
that's what I was about to say, because like I said, he got the fan base split. They love him, but can they trust him? But damn it. My bad. I had a phone call, bro. You there?
You were breaking up, brother. Continue, brother.
Yeah, I had a phone call. But yeah, but like I'm saying, if the fans are gonna be divided. But if he pulls off, I'm gonna give or take. If the Vols can win 30 games this year and then 30 games the following year, they ain't got shit to say.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have.
They can't. No.
They can't. And Rick Barnes need to stay consistent, and he needs to coach guys more. Because my issue is, and I told my friend that lives with me this, I'm like, I trust Calipari more than I trust Rick Barnes, to be honest with you, in terms of coaching. At least Cal gonna at least get on their ass, but Rick Barnes will sit up there and be like, "Oh, which way did I go? Which way do I go, George? Which way did I go, George?" He will literally sit up on the sideline and let the motherfuckers damn near lose. Now he'll call timeout. Don't get it twisted, but he's not going. It's something about Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes is a damn good recruiter, but his coaching ability, I trust Cal the Crook more than I trust Rick Barnes. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. We got a final here. The Bucks are up 2-0 on the Pistons. Final was 120-99.
Yeah, well, I say that score is very deceptive because the Detroit was hanging with them for 3 quarters, and then the Bucks just pulled away and stuff like that. So the score is not indicated how close that game was throughout the entirety of the game. So they kind of pulled away in the final minutes of the game as well. But shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I say, the way that 5-out system, man. If Milwaukee can come together with that system going on, that's a dangerous team in the playoffs, regardless of who plays them. But also, I want to. Are you finished with the Rick Barnes situation?
Yeah, I mean, because I was done with it but I mean, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad Vol fans is back, but now he's got to back up his honesty. So I mean, he has done it before. He's been brutally honest about some things. He has backed it up. But I'm glad he's back. What's this? April, May, June, July, August. We're 4 more months away in the college football season, and then we'll be 2 months into the college basketball season afterwards. But yeah, we're done with Rick Barnes talk right about now.
Okay, well, for my last topic, Steph Curry, ESPN, and the fact that they made this comparison was a straight up joke. They were comparing. They made a comparison with Ray Allen to Steph Curry. Now, for them to even debate this bullshit, to consider debating this bullshit, is a joke. Because I looked up on my notifications and I saw this. Now, I didn't really look at the shit because it was so fucking a big of a joke to me. It didn't make no sense. But the fact that you even asked that goddamn question is an atrocity in itself, to let people know that ESPN is a motherfucking joke. Do y'all know that next year Stephen Curry will break Reggie Miller's record and he will be second all time? At the pace he's going, he will, barring any crazy ass injury that happens, he will break Reggie Miller's record. And
Reggie has gone on, and let me kill that part. Reggie has gone on record as a saying. He said, "Hey, he can break all the records he wants. He don't care." And it was more in a subtle reference of like, yeah, Reggie got a record himself. But I don't mean to interrupt you on that, but comparing Ray Allen and Steph Curry is like comparing sugar and flour. Okay?
Agreed.
So I don't even know why, and I apologize for cutting you off because I'm so sick of ESPN right now. I don't even know why they would bother just to come up with that. They must have just thought of some shit while they was just while the producers probably just taking a shit and got up in the middle of the night to take a shit. What can we talk about this morning? Oh, I know. Let's talk about Ray Allen. Compare Ray Allen to Steph Curry. Yeah, that'll put some asses in the seats for for them to watch on television and listen. Now, I don't even want I know where you're getting at, Jimmy, but I was gonna go ahead and say it right here. There's no comparison, bar none. Not point and dry, cut and dry. That's that on that.
And exactly, there is no motherfucking comparison. Ray Allen took like 6,000 plus, damn near 7,000 threes. And Stephen Curry is a way better percentage shooter than fucking Ray Allen. You know, and he jacked up just as many 3-point shots, but he's accurate. The difference between Steph Curry and James Harden is James Harden jack up threes. It takes 25 threes for James Harden to hit 7 threes. It only takes maybe 15, 17, 20 at best for Steph Curry to hit his 3-point shots. If Curry missed 10 3-pointers in a row, you best to believe he gonna hit at least 7 or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 3-pointers in a row. That was
here's an average 7. That's how many 3-pointers Curry averaged a game made. Here's a number 10, or let's just go ahead and round it off the way it is 11. Those are the average amount of attempts that Curry makes in the game. So 7 for 11 on threes for average of 77%. Hey, that's good in my book.
Exactly. And my thing is the fact that they even made that to even think about comparing. If you had that, don't you ever in your life thinking about comparing these two. Even I feel like Steph Curry would have been at least a 20-point per game scorer in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? At least. I think a lot of players that play today, I don't think these guys would be balling like the way they would, but with the percentage of 3-point shots he makes, he would have been up there. I don't think he would have been at 30, 27, 28 points a game, but I think he would have been up there. He would have been somebody to be reckoned with. But my thing is to compare this motherfucker to Ray Allen. Come on, man.
Dude, whereas I said you compare Michael Jordan to LeBron is like comparing ice cream to horse manure. Comparing Steph Curry to Ray Allen is like comparing sugar and flour. But see, here's the difference. Sugar and flour work well together. You basically put it in coffee. Cream ain't nothing but flour.
And get this. All Steph Curry need to do to break Reggie Miller's record.
Come back on the mic.
All he needs to do to break Reggie Miller record.
Yeah.
All he needs is 88 threes to break his record, which is going to be fucking easy. He probably do that in the first 10 games. Maybe.
Hell yeah.
So it's going to be easy work. And he's going to come for Ray Allen's record, man. Because the thing is, Steph Curry is a 40% 3-point shooter, 43% 3-point shooter now. He's a 43% 3-point shooter now. Ray Allen ended as a 40% 3-point shooter, but the only reason why you ended your career as a 40% 3-point shooter is because Doc Rivers started making you come off strings, unlike you did at Milwaukee, unlike you did at Seattle. You wasn't coming off strings at Seattle and Milwaukee. You were just jacking up threes. So that's not even a fair comparison. They shouldn't even think about comparing the two, because it is no fucking comparison. You got anything else before we get on out of here?
No, we got them other two little topics to cover, man, before you turn in tonight. But I'm done with that Ray Allen, Steph Curry comparison, man, because ESPN just fucking stupid. They just ain't got shit else better to do.
Yeah, ESPN, they need to go fuck themselves. That's the way I look at it. Just doing some stupid ass shit like that, man. So if you ain't got anything else, man, this is your boy. Live.
Whoa. I said I had two more topics we need to cover.
Okay, go ahead and cover those two topics.
Because remember, I told you I started the program that I said that I was going to take some advice that you had, you gave me some advice, and I'm thinking about considering it. But before I do that, everybody that's be on social media be doing these hashtag WCWs, which is mean Woman Crush Wednesdays, right?
Oh, go ahead, man.
Okay, yeah, see, you forgot like a motherfucker. So I have me an all-time woman crush. So if anybody in the Memphis area, she's on Fox 13, and her name is Miss Lauren Coleman. And that is one pretty ass woman, man. And everybody talking about Craig, you old head. No, I ain't old. Hey, 40. Look, 40, I'm still considered young. What's old is when I'm past 65. That's old. Okay? But that woman now, ooh-wee. Man, I saw her, man, the other night. Well, it was one night I came before I moved back here to Mississippi. She was on the news. She was on the news, bro. She had on a blue dress. It was a pullover dress. It was a blue dress that had the black on the side. It had black on the side. Man, I'm like smoking off a Friday. Man. Woo! That woman fine as hell. So if anybody that's good, and I'm posting this up, I'm gonna post this up on my Facebook. So if anybody that personally knows Lauren Coleman, you let her know that Craig L. Smith II has the biggest crush on her. And I would like to take her out for dinner. Anytime she name it, whatever it is. It can be anything. I don't care what it is. As long as it ain't no too high. Because I know, as long as it ain't no expensive steakhouse like Fleming's or anything else and all that shit like that. I mean, whatever floats her boat. Cause that's one fine woman, boy. And man, woo. Man. And she ranks among the top 2 here in Memphis. With my road dog, Miss Janine Garden, who can be seen on Channel 5 in the morning. So Janine, your boy over here, Craig Smith, styling the profile and giving you a shout out. Cause see, I can't say what I really want to say here on the Jimmy J Smooth show. But know this, you're still a perfect 10 in my book with your fine ass. And we know who your mom is. So, and big shout out to your mom, by the way. But yes, Lord. Ooh-wee. So, Lauren Coleman is my undisputed news anchor woman crush. But my roadie Janine Gordon, I still got love for you, girl. You still my roadie, but you know I still got love for you. And now with that out the way, we're gonna go on the closing note on this. I have considered following. I am going to muster up the courage to follow Jimmy J Smooth's advice on something what he told me several podcasts ago, which is this: go international.
Most definitely.
What maybe led to this decision? Because man, hey, just and it's not a knock to the 2 women crushes that I've admitted on here. It's not a knock to y'all. Okay, so they're an exception to the rule. Women, especially here in Memphis, especially here in the South, they're garbage. Especially here in Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis will burn you out like a motherfucker.
They're garbage. If you ain't got no money, and especially in South Haven, if you ain't got almost a little bit over 5 to 6 figs in the bank, or if you ain't got all this and that, they don't want to fuck with you. And it just pisses me off with that how jaded these women are thinking now. Because, okay, like for example, I had one girl tell me she wouldn't give me time of day because, hey, I live with my mom to help take care of her and ain't got a car and then don't have a car, but I got a job. But working on tour getting the car. She got to have somebody to get together. No, bro. No, woman. No, chick. You don't want no man that got it together. You just looking for the money train. But I forgot it was something what you had said earlier. What was that you said when you said something about a liability? That's what it is. No, you ain't look for no. It's mostly some of these women now. They ain't look for no man. They look for a liability. I'm not a liability. You know.
And,
So
and these women are liabilities. A lot of them are. Not all of them, but a good too many of them. They are liabilities more than their assets. And uh, women, a lot of these women got to understand, man. If you're not trying to fuck with a dude, then my thing is, you know, get out the way and let somebody else get this guy. That's my thing. Because a lot of these women out here are nothing but time wasting helpers. That's all the fuck they are. Because I remember on Facebook, one of my homeboys, he was like, he commented on my post one time, and he was like, uh, he had a woman to tell him, well, the only reason why I'm going out with you because I want to get out the house. And I was like, if I was him, I would have just walked, got my shit, and walked up and left. That's what I would have did. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of shit I don't play that shit. Either you gonna fuck
oh,
with me,
me either.
either you gonna fuck with me, and I've done shit like that. I've straight up walked off from chicks. I've done that. You better ask my ex girlfriend what time it is with me because I don't play that dumb shit. So
Now, but I'm gonna tell you about with me. Now, one time a woman did tell me that, and I said, "Oh, okay." So, it changed the landscape of the date. This was like years ago, not currently, but this was like years ago. It changed the landscape of our date. But after I took her home, we went out on a date and stuff like that. I mean, I ain't calling no more. And then I look on Facebook, and about a couple of days later, she taking pictures. She taking pictures with taking pictures of some other dude, and then then bro gonna tell me I was out with some old lame ass nigga. So when I bust her ass out on Facebook, she stopped fucking with me ever since. But see, and everybody knew, and see what this broad didn't know. I'm not gonna say her name. What she didn't know was that the same people that she communicated with when she made that post, the same people that she knew who she went out with, which was me. So and that's when a couple of them was like, "No, I don't believe that shit," because they was talking about it in there. And they was like, "No, Craig ain't no lame ass dude. The reason why you say he lame is because he don't do the things your ass want him to do, smoke weed and be lazy and all this other shit. Expect for him to cater your every need. Hell no, that's not me. Yeah, I drink. I don't smoke weed because." And be honest with you, people, weed smokers out there, they ain't approved of synthetic weed. So if y'all ass running out here crazy, want to run to South Memphis all naked, jacking off and shit, hollering, thank you, Lord, and all this other shit, yeah, more power to you. But no, people that knew me, they got on her ass real quick, said, no, you didn't want to fuck with Craig because he don't do the things you do. Craig rolling ride on the entire different side of the track. I mean, it is what it is, man. Hey, I'm probably thinking about either going international or, I may entertain about interracial. I may entertain some interracial dating. And I'm thinking about that. Doing whatever because I have nothing, and let's just go ahead first and foremost say this. I have nothing against black women, none whatsoever. Mm-hmm. However, it's how you were raised and what environment you in would just turn us off to better women of all races, whether if they're black, white, Mexican, black Aryan, white Aryan, white Mexican mix, or Mexarian or whatever, I made it, hey, I'm considering going international. I need, hey, I want somebody that can relate to what I do. Yeah, I play video games, I draw, but I work. A woman's mentality is like I know all the fuck she does is just work. She don't have time for hobbies.
I feel you on that one. I feel
And then she told me, "Well, Craig, I can't date you because you ain't got it together." Well, my sentence is exactly because you ain't got it together either. Yeah, I do. I said, no, I understand you got it together financially, but it's all up here. Your mind where you ain't got it together. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna consider. I'm gonna follow Jimmy J's advice, and I'm gonna go international. If I get me a black Brazilian or something that's just right, if I start, if I'm gonna just go internationally dating or whatever, this and that, hey, that's fine. But you know, all I gotta say is I'm not God's gift to women, which I ain't. But and that's what Pops told me. He said, "Man, don't think you God's gift to women." He said, "Because really, women don't want to fuck with you, and you think not that way." You know, uh, Mom's even told me too. But yeah, I mean, these women nowadays, man, just too fucking needy. Or as one of my old barbers say, the gimme rule. Give me. Even a woman even a woman will even say that the woman too damn needy. So I mean huh?
No, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm actually listening to you. Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. I mean, but like I was saying, even a woman, if a man asks another woman advice about another woman, shit, a woman will tell you that a woman will tell you that their own kind is fucking needy. They always need shit. They always need this, need that. They got the money for it, but they always want to test your ass to see what you want to do.
And that's
Like
all
I
they
told
need.
one girl, and like I told one girl, like one woman can tell me, I was testing you, see what you can do. I said, let me ask you something. I said, let me ask you something. Do you think by testing me, you think you accomplished something? Yeah, I said, well, that's mighty wrong for you to say that. I said, because you can't never stay a step ahead of me. I said, I knew you were testing me from the jump. You had the money to get the shit. You just want to see what I wanted to do. I said, my own family don't even test me because they're not smart enough to. I said, because I'm put like this. They're smart enough to not test me, but I got some people in my family that would be stupid enough to try, and I end up making them look stupid in the end. I said, so don't get like them. Don't test me on nothing. If you want to test me, just go with the flow on a lot of stuff. See how I work. That's your ultimate test right there.
I feel you on that one, brother. I feel you.
I mean, hey, I'm going at I'm thinking about going international and whatnot because I feel, man, some most women I talk to not here just in South Haven, but some in Memphis, man, they still stuck on that mentality. They still stuck on that fucked up mentality that a man's supposed to do everything and all this other shit. Look, whether he's your man, your boy, whether he's your husband or your boyfriend, we're not liabilities. They are the former. And it's supposed to be a fucking team effort. Ain't no individual. There's no I in team. TEAME.
I feel you on that one, man.
If one fellas, if you with your girl, y'all are a fucking team. Ain't no individuals. Ladies, if you with your man, y'all are a team. It's a team effort. It's not a liability effort. So, but it is what it is on that, man. But I'm done with that one. Other than that, I ain't got nothing. I know you about to get ready to turn in for bed, man. I'm finna go holler at my boy Trey Murphy on live. Since the nigga don't know how to, since the nigga don't know how to answer his damn phone,
Yeah, I'm gonna go on
even when he off.
yeah,
You
I'm
say
gonna
what
go
now?
on and I'm gonna go on and turn it out myself, brother. So if you ain't got nothing else, it's your boy, live and direct and full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do, man. And with my boy out the 662, y'all already know how we do, man. Take care, good night, and don't drink and drive, y'all. So peace out.
That's right. And the pleasure has been all yours.